Hey, what's up guys? It's Clinton Davis, and this video is gonna be broken down into two parts. One where I'm a little more jokey, fun, and another part where I'm gonna be a little more serious. Because last night's debate was both very serious and very stupid at the same time. And I've got some sweet tea to relax me and give me some comfort, so let's go. A couple days before the debate started, this tape was released.
In Palm Beach, I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored!
Whoa!
Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your
Sets this up.
That is
Will
very
you give me the thumbs
Look
up?
at you. You are a
You
piece.
gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give me the thumbs up.
You and I will walk down.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her. It's
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
And people were wondering if in the debate they were going to bring that up because the questions had supposedly already been prepared and everything, and so they were going to have to throw that into the mix. But they did ask about it, actually right off the bat. It was the first question, and Donald Trump answered like this.
The question from Patrice was about, are you both modeling positive and appropriate behaviors for today's youth? We received a lot of questions online, Mr. Trump, about the tape that was released on Friday. As you can imagine, you called what you said locker room banter. You described kissing women without consent, grabbing their genitals. That is sexual assault. You bragged that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people. Certainly I'm not proud of it, but this is locker room talk.
I'm going to show you the full answer, but I just want to point out that, okay, so setting aside the fact that grabbing someone by the pussy is not a thing you do. That's not a body part that you grab. He sounds like a 12-year-old saying he felt a boob once and it felt like a rock. If you were dating someone, or if you were even having a one-night stand with them, and you said, oh girl, I'm gonna grab your pussy, she would throw you out of the house, along with all of your Billy Bush butt plugs. So even if you set that aside, I just want to point out, as a male who has fallen victim to toxic masculinity at many points in my life, and I've driven around cars with guys and had conversations that could be considered locker room talks. What Donald Trump said on that bus was not a locker room talk by any reasonable standard. I'll admit that these conversations can be pretty toxic, but usually a statement in those conversations is preceded by I would do this, I would do that, I would not do this, I would not do that. Donald Trump's statement was, I do this without consent, and they can't do anything because I'm a star, which is a clear-cut example of describing sexual assault. You have prominent Republican lawmakers and even fucking Tic Tac, just because their product was mentioned in the video. By the way, they did not have to do, so props to them. Distancing themselves from him for this statement, even Republican lawmakers who had previously not done so. It is clear that this was more than locker room banter. Here comes the rest of his answer. Bing.
You know, when we have a world where you have ISIS chopping off heads, where you have, and frankly, drowning people in steel cages, where you have wars and horrible, horrible sights all over, where you have so many bad things happening. This is like medieval times. We haven't seen anything like this, the carnage all over the world. And they look and they see. Can you imagine the people that are frankly doing so well against us with ISIS? And they look at our country and they see what's going on. Yes, I'm very embarrassed by it. I hate it. but it's locker room talk, and it's one of those things. I will knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to defeat ISIS. ISIS happened a number of years ago in a vacuum that was left because of bad judgment. And I will tell you, I will take care of ISIS.
So, Mr.
And
Trump,
we should get on to much more important things and much bigger things.
just for the record, though, are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
I said things that, frankly, you hear these things are said. And I was embarrassed by it, but I have tremendous respect for women.
Have you ever done those
women
things?
Have respect for me. And I will tell you, no, I have not.
So Donald Trump's argument there essentially is there is bigger evil out in the world, so my thing doesn't matter. It makes no fucking sense. It's basically like if you cheat on your wife and she found out and you were like, baby, it's okay, Carl next door cheats on his wife every fucking day. I just did it once. Officer, I did rob that bank, but there are murderers out there and shouldn't you be arresting them? No, this argument makes no fucking sense. Just because there's bigger evil out in the world doesn't mean that what you said doesn't matter, because you're kind of running for president. You're not just some random guy who committed a crime or a random guy who described sexual assault in a public forum. And keep in mind, Billy Bush lost his job at the Today Show for basically egging Trump on. Billy Bush certainly didn't say anything as incriminating as, I grabbed them by the pussy and they can't do anything because I'm a star. Now we're using the same conversation to fire a celebrity gossip talk show host. We're using that same standard to elect a man who said far worse things in the same conversation as the President of the United States. But then Donald Trump fought back with fire.
It was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I am a person who has great respect for people, for my family, for the people of this country, and certainly I'm not proud of it. But that was something that happened. If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them are here tonight. One of the women, who is a wonderful woman, at 12 years old, was raped at 12. Her client, she represented, got him off, and she's seen laughing on 2 separate occasions, laughing at the girl who was raped. Kathy Shelton, that young woman, is here with us tonight. So don't tell me about words. I apologize for those words. But it is things that people say. But what President Clinton did, he was impeached. He lost his license to practice law. He had to pay an $850,000 fine to one of the women, Paula Jones, who's also here tonight. And I will tell you that when Hillary brings up a point like that, and she talks about words that I said 11 years ago, I think it's disgraceful, and I think she should be ashamed of herself.
So essentially, this is the same argument. It is, well, somebody else did something worse, so what I did doesn't matter. Only this time it's a little more of a sound argument because it's the husband of his opponent. So yes, Bill Clinton most likely did rape and molest all of these women. Now, essentially, we are having, well, a presidential debate where the opening topic is who is more abusive to women in 2016. Now, this debate would have probably been very normal in the Frost-Nixon days, but it's 2016 and we're having this argument. This is a debate for who is going to run our country. So then, the debate went on to some town hall questions, and the candidates didn't exactly give answers. You can look that up and see for yourself, because I'm not about to show 3 minutes of a non-answer, but they didn't answer the questions. They just gave their talking points. It seems like they both decided that they had things they were going to say. They had their opening statement and their closing statement, and no matter what the question was, they were going to say that opening and closing statement under any circumstance. Not to mention there was this wonderful sentence fragment throughout the debate.
Take a look at WikiLeaks and just see what they said about Bernie Sanders and see what Deborah Wasserman Schultz had in mind, because Bernie Sanders, between superdelegates and Deborah Wasserman Schultz, he never had a chance. And I was so surprised to see him sign on with the devil. But when you talk about apology, I think the one that you should really be apologizing for, and the thing that you should be apologizing for, are the 33,000 emails that you deleted.
Every time Trump said that, I imagined Bernie in Hillary's place and felt a sense of euphoria run through my body. Bernie would be eviscerating Trump right now, but because we chose Hillary as our nominee, we are having one of the worst presidential debates of all time. I would say it's the worst, but I haven't seen all of them, so... The debate got so out of hand that I was kind of having panic attacks and not really noticing much of what was going on. And this right here was the tipping point for that.
I think I'd say this, but I'm going to say it. And I hate to say it. But if I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it. And we're going to have a special prosecutor. When I speak, I go out and speak. The people of this country are furious. In my opinion, the people that have been long-term workers at the FBI are furious. There has never been anything like this, where emails, and you get a subpoena, and after getting the subpoena, you delete 33,000 emails. And then you acid wash them, or bleach them, as you would say, a very expensive process. So we're going to get a special prosecutor, and we're going to look into it, because you know what? People have been... their lives have been destroyed for doing 1/5 of what you've done. And it's a disgrace. And honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
That is an existential threat to our democracy, and we should be deeply worried about that. He is so unwilling to accept defeat in a democratic election that he is willing to jail his opponent. That is a horrendous factoid, and we should be terribly terrified. We now have a presidential candidate talking about prosecuting and arresting his opponent if he is elected. Imagine if Obama had told the American public that he would arrest Mitt Romney if he was elected. Imagine if Mitt Romney had told the public that he would arrest Barack Obama if elected. Imagine if that happened in any past debate. People would lose their minds, and it would be damning. It would cost them the election. But this country is in a very ugly place right now. And now to get a little more serious, even though I wasn't all too jokey there. This debate was a national disgrace. It was a disaster. I'm embarrassed for this debate to be that this represents our country and this is what other nations see when they look at us. Look, I cast my first vote for Bernie Sanders when I turned 18, around the time I turned 18, and it was just the best feeling ever. I cannot imagine, I cannot describe the feeling of enthusiasm and excitement that I had when I went into the polling place. And I will not feel that same feeling of excitement and enthusiasm when I go to cast my vote for Hillary Clinton in November next month. The opening topic of our debate in 2016 for the President of the United States was who has been more abusive to women, who has done more raping than the other. This nation is in a very ugly place, and the fact that one of these people is going to be president is unnerving. I'm dreading when I get done with this video, I have to go over to the computer and edit some of these debate clips in because they're unbearable, they're disgusting to watch. I can't stand doing it. The fact that I'm going to have to watch these clips on a loop sometimes is just, it makes me sick. So I want to go to the other big major event of the weekend, and that is Maddie B's new music video.
They love to have no fun. We love to make stops along the way. They can't promise tomorrow, so let's live for today. Now if you with me, say oh, 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 oh. And if you with me, say oh, 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 oh.
That's right. If Donald Trump is elected, they can't promise tomorrow. So let's live for today. And if you're with me, say But anyways, that is all I have to say for this video. If I say any more, I will die. And so if you like this video, please like it. If you like it so much that you want to see more like it, please subscribe. If you feel like you can add something to the conversation, please comment down below. If you want to leave a mean comment about how you're going to murder me, please also utilize the comment section in that respect. I'm bracing myself for the comments, if I get any. I usually don't. But if you're still watching this video, of course, as always, I love you more than my emotionally detached personality will allow me to express, and that frustrates me deeply.